My name is Nur Fatih.
My name is Nur Nazira binti Muhammad Yusuf, matrix number 2022480828.
Our group will present about customer-focused culture. Okay, so first is the problem identified in the company related to customer-focused culture. The first problem is declining customer satisfaction and loyalty. Customer complaints about deliveries and inconsistent product finishing has increased. Second is inability to meet customization demands and because its existing manufacturing setup designed for standard runs. Lastly, difficulty balancing cost and customer value. The company is busy controlling the cost, it has overshadowed the customer need. Next is the introduction to customer-focused culture. In short, customer-focused culture is a management philosophy where the entire organization is aligned to understand, anticipate, and fulfill customer needs and expectations. For the company, adapting the customer-focused culture means shifting the mindset from a product-out approach to a customer approach. On to the characteristic of customer-focused culture. The first characteristic is prioritization of customer needs. The entire organization is to place the customer experience and satisfaction above internal efficiencies or short-term cost savings. Second is integrated feedback loop. Third, employees empowerment and training, where the employees are trained, motivated, and empowered to make decisions that positively impact the customer. Last is cross-functional collaboration, where the entire departments are working together to resolve the issue. Next is the objective of the customer-focused culture. The first objective is to increase the customer satisfaction and retention. Second is to enhance the market competitiveness to optimize delivery and lead times.
Next is the advantages of customer-focused culture. First, it can improve the customer loyalty and retention by prioritizing the customers above all and addressing the current issue. Second is it can enhance the reputation and brand image since we are focusing on service excellencies and consistent quality control. Lastly is it can increase sales and market share because of the repeated purchase by the customer and new client.
Hi, my name is Nur Fatiha. Now let's begin with disadvantage of implementation. Now let's consider the significant disadvantage that accompany any major implementation process. First, we have high initial investment costs. Implementing new system or process typically requires substantial capital expenditure. This includes costs for the new technology, infrastructure upgrades, and initial training programs. Second, there is an increase in short-term operational costs. During the transition period, organizations often experience temporary reduction in efficiency. They must maintain parallel system, hire additional support staff, and manage the learning curve, all of which increase operational expenses. Third, and perhaps most challenging, is employee resistance to change. People naturally resist alteration to the established routines. This resistance manifests through adaptation challenges, productivity dips during the learning phase, and sometimes even cultural friction within the organization. This disadvantage highlights why implementation process require careful change management strategies, stakeholder buy-in, and comprehensive communication plans. Given these challenges, let's examine a structured implementation framework that can help organizations navigate these difficulties. First one is preparation and planning. This involves conducting comprehensive needs assessment, establishing clear timelines with milestones, and allocating necessary resources and budgets. Phase 2 is system development. Here, we design and configure the operational system, develop procedural documentation, and create training materials for staff. Phase 3 is pilot implementation. We begin with a limited scope trial deployment, collect performance data, monitor initial results, and integrate early feedback. Phase 4 is full-scale rollout. This involves organization-wide implementation, complete system integration, and performance optimization. Finally, Phase 5 is evaluation and refinement. We conduct comprehensive performance assessment, implement continuous improvement, and plan for long-term sustainability. This phase approach helps manage risk and allows for adjustment at each stage. All organizations face operational challenges. The real test of management is not just finding these problems, but executing a structured resolution process. This involves moving from awareness to action in a way that is efficient, sustainable, and minimize disruption. A successful implementation process is not a single event, but a disciplined series of steps. First, we must thoroughly analyze the problem and design a targeted solution. Then, we plan the rollout carefully, considering resources, timeline, and people. Finally, we execute while continuously monitoring and adjusting based on feedback. However, this process itself comes with significant disadvantages that we must anticipate and manage. Looking at the implementation process specifically, key considerations include the need to add new procedures or pages to our system, the option to duplicate successful elements from other areas, the difficult decision to delete outdated or inefficient practices, and the strategic use of color according to improve, clarify, and workflow, all while being acutely aware of the time constraint, symbolized here by the 5.0 seconds, reminding us that implementation efficiency is crucial. In summary, problem resolution is only complete with a well-managed implementation process. The next slide will delve deeper into the specific challenges and phases of making this happen effectively. To conclude our presentation, the key takeaway is that successful implementation requires balanced consideration of both advantages and disadvantages. Strategic planning is essential to minimize operational disruption, and employee engagement remains critical for sustainable change adoption. For management, we recommend implementing a phased approach, investing in comprehensive training, and establishing key communication channels. For implementation teams, the focus should be on developing detailed risk mitigation strategies, creating feedback mechanisms, and regularly monitoring key performance indicators. For long-term success, organizations should foster adaptive cultures, implement regular system reviews, and maintain flexibility for future modifications. In summary, while implementation process presents significant challenges, with proper planning, stakeholder engagement, and continuous evaluation, organizations can achieve successful transition that deliver lasting benefits. That's all.